Hey everyone, welcome to Wax Pack Wisdom, where we talk baseball history through card breaks and the cards we love. My name is Jake T. O'Donnell. Today we're opening this box of Drake's 1985 Big Hitters plus Super Pitchers. So I've been sitting on this box for a little while. I bought this at a card shop in Manchester, New Hampshire at some point last year in 2023, and just kind of been waiting for the right opportunity to open it, and I figured why not now. So a little bit of history about this. Drake's would produce this series of cards through the 80s. They would put them in packages of the, coffee cakes and whatever else it was that they made. I don't know. I'm going to probably offend people if I get other ones wrong. We obviously know about the coffee cakes. They made them in conjunction with Topps. So Topps manufactured and made the cards. You can see there it says Topps down there. But they were Drake's branded cards, and they would always do the big hitters. 1985 was the first year that they added the super pitchers. So you can see this is the checklist. This is who is in this. And so let's just open this up, and we're going to probably fly through this a little bit. There's 44 cards in here, and there's plenty of guys in this that we have talked about if you've seen other videos on the channel in the past. So if I can actually get this open, might take a second here. All right, and let's see what they look like. I know that my understanding, and we'll see this when we look at this, is that the backs are pretty much the same as your 1985 Topps set, except for the fact that they are red. And I believe that the regular 85 Topps set, it was black. Or I'm sorry, they're green. I don't know why I said black. So the first card is Tony Armas, who was a nice hitter for the Red Sox and was traded. I believe was part of the trade that. I'm going to butcher it, so I'm not going to say. But basically, at this point in the the early '80s into the mid '80s, he was like one of the only really good parts of the team. It was him and Jim Rice, basically, and a few other guys. But the long and short of it was that Tony Armas was, as you see there, 43 home runs in 1984. 1982, 83, 84, the Red Sox were not much to write home about. And then 86, of course, they go to the World Series. Here's Harold Baines. We pulled a Harold Baines card, nice Harold Baines card, out of a pack of 91 Topps recently. You see him here. This is as he's sort of building up his career, building up his legend, and eventually going into a Hall of Fame career. Don Baylor, one of the better power hitters, and then ended up being a hitting coach and a manager, and I believe was a longtime owner of the career lifetime hit by pitch record, which was eventually surpassed by Craig Biggio. Hall of Famer there, George Brett. At this point, Brett is one of the best players in Major League Baseball. He is year in, year out is a 300 hitter, batting champion level guy. And 85, the Royals win the World Series, and he is the best player on that team. And that is his one and only World Series title. And you look at the back of the card here, you look at 1980. He is your American League MVP that year, I believe, and he hits .390. He only played 117 games that year, but he did qualify. If he had 5 more hits over the course of that season, if he had just gotten 5 more balls to drop into the outfield or past the dive of the second baseman or whatever, he would hit 400, and he would be the only guy to hit 400 since Ted Williams. Here's another Hall of Famer in Gary Carter. This is his great era with the Expos, and then of course this is right before he goes to the Mets. He's the Mets catcher in '86 when they won the World Series. There's Ron Cey. So again, we're going to take this opportunity to talk about some of the good players from that are not necessarily Hall of Famers. Ron Cey, best known for his years as the third baseman of the Dodgers during their 70s era. They are in the World Series twice in 77, 78. They're also in the World Series in 74 too. I should mention that. They lose in 74, they lose in 77, they lose in 78, but they win in 81. And Ronsay is a consistent all-star. Great infield. Ronsay at third, Davey Lopes at shortstop. That's Steve Garvey at first base. And second baseman's escaping me right now, but that was they had the same infield for a long time. But yeah. All right, there's Jose Cruz. He was a very nice player. Son played in the big leagues as well. Jose Cruz Jr. You can see there he was pretty consistently hit for a good average. And yeah, he had also, it was definitely a baseball family. One of the sort of first, premier initial baseball families from the nation of Puerto Rico. Alvin Davis, nice hitter there. Look at that great Marlins, Mariners uniform. Can't beat that. There's Chili Davis. I feel like I've talked about Chili on this channel. He was like the definition of a professional hitter. This is relatively early in his career. Always right around 300 hitter. Not a huge power hitter despite his size. He was a big guy, but he was good for maybe 20 homers a year. Interesting note there about him being the big league's first Jamaican-born player. I don't think I knew that, but that's a feather, certainly something, feather in the cap of Chili Davis. I apologize to Chili Davis, and I can't really think of any other Jamaican players off the top of my head. There is Dwight Gooden, Dwight Gooden. There is Dwight Evans, different Dwight, with the mustache, and the guy should be in the Hall of Fame. I've said it over and over again. You look at the statistics, he is, consistently 25, 30 home runs every year. Very patient hitter, and defensively was a star. Just, was like the best right fielder of his era. So that's Dwight Evans. Should be in the Hall of Fame. Here's a guy that I don't think he should be in the Hall of Fame, but a lot of people do think he should be, and that's Steve Garvey, who excellent hitter and excellent first baseman, and many consistently great years with the Dodgers. Is on the 81 team that wins the World Series. He's also on the 84 Padres team that goes to the World Series and loses. So good career for Steve Garvey, one of the better, more famous hitters of his era. There is Kirk Gibson. This is, of course, he's coming off 1984, the year that he won the World Series with the Tigers, and hits a really famous home run off of Goose Gossage. Dick Williams didn't take him out of the game, and that's why he ended up. He didn't want to walk him, and then Gibson hits the home run, and of course, Kirk Gibson would hit a more famous World Series home run a couple of years later. Pedro Guerrero had a really nice career, power hitter, third base / outfield. I think of him as a third baseman. I think I don't think he probably got much of a chance to play a lot of third base until after Ronsay left, but he was a good third baseman, and he was a good power hitter for a long time in the major leagues. Speaking of being a good hitter for a long time in the major leagues, there's Tony Gwynn, your Hall of Famer, 3,000 hits. The consummate bat control, the consummate ability to just put the ball wherever he wanted. He gave, the best pitchers fits. He had like Greg Maddox's number, one of the only guys that had his number. This is early in the career for Tony Gwynn. And you see, that he's kind of just building things up here. 84, he hits 351. I think he probably wins the batting title that year. And it's cool to see this, that early on, he was such a good hitter that Topps recognized that, hey, we should put him in this heavy hitters set. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through the next 7 cards and get through 22, and then we'll do the other half in another video. So that's what we're going to do. There's Keith Hernandez. I'm Keith Hernandez. I was the MVP in '79. No, that's from Seinfeld, of course. He's a year away from winning the title with the '86 Mets, and of course still announces games for the Mets. And you see there the '79 statistics when he is the Hall of Famer. Keith has read over 300 books on the Civil War. We're learning some very interesting things about these guys. Kent Herbeck, Mr. Twin, one of the great twins, wearing the great powder blue uniforms there. And again, this is early in the career of Kent Herbeck, but he had hit 311 in 1984, 27 homers. Consummate twin. Here's a Hall of Famer, none other than Reggie Jackson. We've talked a lot about the era, the late 70s, when he's on fire, on top of the world. If you watched our SGC grade reveal video from a few weeks ago, you saw my rookie card of his that I got. And just very consistent power hitter, and just such a great showman, and for better or worse. But we're getting to the late in his career at this point. A few more years with the Angels. He finishes up with the A's. All right, Gary Matthews, nice hitter, nice outfielder. His son, of course, played in the big leagues as well. See the back of the card here, see the numbers of his career. Never like a huge power hitter, just a solid player, all-star level player for quite a long time. All-star level players for quite a long time. You got to talk about Donnie Baseball. I wax poetic on Donnie Baseball on our 92 Bowman video, so go back and watch that. This is, again, very early in the career. 84 is his rookie year, and I think he wins the batting title in the American League that year. And just right away, he's the man, and he's the man for the Yankees for over a decade. And it's too bad he never won a ring. All right, there is Dale Murphy, not a Hall of Famer, but probably the next tier down. He's I think he's your National League MVP. Maybe this year, 1985, right around those years. You see the 36 home runs pretty consistently. What a nice player. Exactly the kind of guy you'd want on your team. There's Eddie Murray, Hall of Famer, 3,000 hit and 500 home run club. One of the best first basemen of the 1980s. And look at those orange stirrups. Gotta love that. All right, last card we'll talk about is Dave Parker, who is sort of a symbol of his era. One of the really interesting guys, and a lot of years with the Pirates. Perennial all-star, fun to watch. All that. So, all right. So yeah, we'll go back and do the rest of these. We'll do the last group with the pitchers on another show. Let's finish up here with Tony Gwynn. We'll show you him. And I want to thank you very much for watching this week's this edition. Maybe we'll have another break this week. We will certainly have 59 Tops Friday, and it's one that you are not going to want to miss because of who we're going to be talking about. That is going to do it for this edition of Waxpack Wisdom. Tell us what you thought of this break. What's your favorite card we pulled today? Do you have a story about one of the players in this pack? Leave us a comment and let us know. We'd love to hear it. If you enjoyed this video, we invite you to give it a like and subscribe to our channel so you don't miss any of our Waxpack Wisdom content. In the video description, you can find links to where you can follow Waxpack Wisdom on all social media channels. You'll also find a link to a list of our favorite nonprofits and charities. If you enjoyed this video, please consider a donation to one of those organizations. It would mean a lot to us. Thanks very much for watching. We'll see you next time on Waxpack Wisdom. Take care.